Well, it's that time of year. It is time for Thanksgiving. And I showed you last year how I like to make giblet gravy. It is just wonderful. Now, the recipe I showed you last year was for a smaller crowd. As a matter of fact, I usually make 2 gravies for my Thanksgiving dinner. I'll make a brown gravy that's just a basic turkey gravy, and then I also make a giblet gravy because not everyone likes giblet gravy. It has kind of a strong flavor, but I personally love it, and it's just not Thanksgiving without it. So this recipe is a little bit more traditional, and there's a lot more here for a bigger crowd. So first, let's take a look at your giblet bag, and you'll notice you have in there heart, neck, gizzards, and liver, along with maybe some kidneys. And so we'll go ahead and get these boiling in some water, along with a little salt, some black peppercorns, and of course your onion, celery, some carrots, and some garlic cloves. And we want to bring this to a boil. I almost forgot to add my bay leaves, so I also want to put 1 or 2 bay leaves in here. And we're going to let this simmer, reduce it to a simmer for about 2 hours. And what we're doing here is we're just making a stock for our gravy. Now, you may or may not want to use liver. Liver is going to give it a very strong flavor, so you may want to omit that especially if it's your first time making it, okay? So let's go ahead. After a couple of hours, we can remove our neck along with the other giblets that are in the pot here, and then we just need to strain out everything, and that will leave us a nice, beautiful stock that we can use to make the gravy. Now, we're not going to use all of this. Of course, you can, and all of my measurements are approximate so that you can make more if you need to. So let's go ahead and get our giblets ready for the gravy. We want to just kind of remove some of this membrane off the outside of the neck and remove the neck meat, along with chopping up your giblets pretty fine. We want these chopped well and very small because they have a very strong flavor. The flavor is wonderful, but you don't want a big bite of it in your gravy, okay? So I'm usually working on my stock while my turkey's in the oven. When I've pulled my turkey out, I go ahead and I reserve the drippings as you see here. And we want to separate the fat from the drippings. So go ahead and do that, and now we can get our gravy going. So I'm just going to start by melting a little butter, and I'll add my shallots. I just want to soften them up a bit. It'll take about 1 minute. We'll add a little salt, and after that we can go ahead and add our drippings. And now we'll add a little bit of flour, and I just want to whisk that flour right in there with the butter and the drippings and the shallots. And I also added a tiny bit of black pepper. And we just kind of want to cook out that paste flavor from the flour. And now we can begin to add our stock. So you'll need to add as much stock that will give you the consistency that you want. And now we'll go ahead and add our giblets. And I'll finish it off with a little bit of cream. And I'll put a little parsley in here as well. And then you also need to taste for seasoning. Make sure that it's salty enough. It's usually fine for me. I get a lot of salt from the drippings. Now we'll also taste for pepper. Add pepper if you need it. And then the last thing is some boiled eggs, and I do that right before serving. All of this I'll put together pretty much about 10 minutes before the Thanksgiving dinner is ready. So I hope you're able to give this a try. It's just wonderful on some good homemade cornbread dressing, along with your turkey, of course. And so if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by heading down there and giving me a big thumbs up. Also, while you're down there, feel free to share this on your favorite social media. Let your friends know about it. I am only on Google Plus and YouTube, so whenever you're out there sharing my videos, it sure helps. And again, thanks so much for watching, and y'all have a beautiful day and a great Thanksgiving.